so he's very much needed in the party. And Aloth is nice. Oh, hello. Hiravias, chewing on a piece of uncooked meat, small Orlan dressed in a tattered leathers offers a mumbled greeting and waves his hand. Despite his pleasant smile, the upright portion of his face is in a sorry state. An eye patch stitched with a stylized eyeball wrapped around his head, and his ear is mangled remnant of mangled remnant that twitches and spasms while other ear perks up at your approach. Next to him is a splayed carcass of a deer that appears ripped open by a bear or a wolf. You hear a gurgling rumble next to you. Sagani places her hand on her stomach, her eyes on the carcass, still fresh. Itumak's pink tongue lolls out of his mouth.
If this is your deer, you need a new game warden. Name's Hiravius. Hungry? I can't eat all this. First catch of the day, help yourself.
What killed that deer?
One ornery Stelgar. Though looking at the deer's insides, it had a malformed but delicious heart, and would have been dead within the year regardless. Gallowayne chose a fitting end for this fine animal. Pardon me, I shouldn't pray with my mouth full.
What brings you here?
Other than the delicious venison, new trees to document, new animals to sketch, new sights to be seen. I've learned as much as I can from the druids of my circle. I'd rather wander and learn than take root and stagnate. So if you're traveling to Deerwood and need another set of hands, I'd welcome the safety of a group.
Go on.
I'm trained by the celebrants of Hawk and Ivy of the Fisher Crane tribe. I know more than my share of nature magic, and, well, I don't shy away from a good fight. I have business with the druids that live near Twin Elms. So long as we find ourselves there eventually, I'm happy to follow along.
You're welcome to join us.
Splendid! It'll be an honor to run with the pack for a change.
Crazy Orlan druid. What could go better? So I'm kicking out Kana, and we're taking Hiravias instead, I guess. Kana can take a guard in the stronghold.
Ready!
Let's stalk this guy a bit more.
As a peripatetic loner, I'm not privy to the latest news, but the Hollowborn Children is a tale that has reached even my reclusive ears. Or, rather, ear.
What do the clan Fatan druids think of this plight?
It's been a long time since I've spoken with my circle. They'd probably tell you what I'd tell you. This plight was most certainly the consequence of someone trespassing into Nguithan places, not meant for folk. I mean, what else other than the gods could inflict punishment of such impressive scale?
What are your thoughts on the Hollowborn?
Any time a life is separated from its soul. I wanted to pretend it was just a rumor when I first heard of it. In my youth, I'd cursed the dear Woodens for being ignorant despoilers that breed out of control. But soulless babies? What heartless gods would inflict that kind of tragedy? No parent or child deserves to be a part of that horror.
Let's talk of other matters.
Need something?
Tell me about yourself.
My second favorite subject.
I wonder what's the most favorite subject.
What would you like to know?
How did you come to be trained as a druid? Hiravias thumbs his half-shredded ear and thinks of it to himself for several seconds. It wasn't entirely by choice, not at the start at least. My ambition was to be a hunter. I merely arrived by a different trail. As a child, an Anfat came to visit. An honored guest is occasion for a grand chase, but I was left out. Instructed to be a cupbearer to the old wise one, while the rest were on hunt. I'm sure you can guess what happens. Wise Anamfat gives a dumb child a shred of attention. We ended up talking until the hunters returned. He gave me. His hands dart across his body, scouring the pockets and folds his tunic tis. He presents a rusted iron medallion fashioned in the likeness of a hound's head, a common icon amongst the frontiersmen, explorers and other seekers faithful to Gallowayne. The Anamfat insisted I be trained and none in my village would defy him. Now, he smiles broadly. I don't need a bow to hunt. Where are you from originally?
My mother's crotch. You?
What a coincidence. I also came from your mother's crotch.
For the record, only I'm allowed to insult my mother. But I respect your dedication to banter, so I'll let it slide. This time. I grew up in Erglonfoth, specifically in and around Thane Bog. My people, the Fisher Crane tribe, are migrant stewards of the land. I've walked the whole of Glonfoth many times.
What's the story behind the symbol of Vale on your eye patch? Vale is known as the eyeless face, so his symbol seemed a good fit for my eye patch. He absentmindedly runs his finger along the strap of the patch band. While iconography is rather popular in my home tribe, but it seems he's not as widely venerated here in the Durwood. I remember thinking that if I consecrate my eye to he who obfuscates and reveals, then maybe with enough devotion, Val would make us make use of the old ruined thing. He pulls the eye patch strap and lets it go with a loud snap. So if you think you see me staring at ramps and cleavage, it's really just the will of the whale controlling my gaze. Honest. What's your relationship with Galawain? I was raised as a disciple of the Seeker God. He's the champion of the hunt, be it the simple struggle of sustenance or scholarly pursuit of knowledge. In my older years, I found he cuts himself off, shakes his head and starts again. Life has shown me I'm more suited to ways of whale. The furious hunt for knowledge often outpaces the journey to real understanding. Druids are known for changing into animals. What sort of creatures can you become? He takes a half step backwards as you ask the question. All sorts of things, he says quietly with a long, uncomfortable gaze. Hirvius stares at you blankly, arms folded. Let's discuss something else. Any man with your scars has a story to tell. I'm just going to ask you later if you don't tell me now.
Yes, I suppose you should know. I struggled with spirit shifting, the final rite of passage in my druidic training. I prayed to Galawain for insight and, in the style of seekers of old, went to the forest, alone, to ask for guidance. Then I got my answer. An answer at least. In the form of a vibrantly colored Stelgar that pounced from the underbrush and made a salient demonstration of its capacity to eat things 1/15 its size.
Let me guess, the beast knocked some sense into you?
I should disembowel you for talking to me in that tone of voice. But you happen to be entirely correct. As the beast was lopping off bits of my handsomeness, I remember trying to fight back, swinging with arms too short to reach. I felt I had the energy for one last swipe at the beast's nose, and when I lashed out with a punch, my arm felt twice as massive, and my fingers sprouted talons. In a rush of power, I shifted into a mirror of my assailant. Apparently, he couldn't pick on someone his own size. By the battle's end, his severed arm was in my maw. The beast limped away in defeat.
That's quite an impressive tale. I thought learning the spirit shift would win me some respect, maybe trap myself and Adrian lass with a lust for little men. Alas, I might have been better off staying a novice. When I wandered back to my village, they saw my wounds and asked what happened. I showed them. The name they called my form was the Autumn Stalgar, and his mouth opens, but he hesitates for a long moment before choosing his words. They were not impressed. Three of my circle believed the Autumn Stelgar to be heinous abomination. These say that if it eats you, your soul is invariably lost. As this was my first and most intuitive form, they deemed me a carrier of its evil. Even though I never so much as threatened my kin, I was ruled unfit and cast out. Hirvius sighs, scratching his scarred face. I don't know what message Galawain was trying to send. The only lesson I learned was that the Seeker God will punish you for seeking. Nice. So you're some sort of soul cannibal. Hiravius stares at you with a frown before covering his face in his hands. No, he mutters. At least I think not. I've never actually sat down and eaten an entire person to find out. I'm not that curious to find out. You didn't choose your spirit shifting form. No, he says with a huff. It chose me. Or so I imagine. I always assumed I would shift into a stoat. Seems more true to my nature. He points to emboss the pattern of a whale on his eye patch, as the obscured teaches. When the answer is inscrutable, one must be content to ponder the question. Were you at least recognized as a proper druid? His bro furrows, no. But I know I passed the initiation rite 5 times more perilous than any of those kin betrayers that insisted I was a failure. Can you learn spirits shift into something less terrifying? Already can and sometimes do. He says with a beaming smile that quickly returns to a skull. But the druids of my circle assign great meaning to one's first form. I'll always be unclean to them. Thanks for sharing your story.
Well, if you don't know me, you can't trust me. And if you can't trust me, odds are low you'll leap in front of a flying arrow to save my life.
Yeah, the odds are very low on that.
I've been meaning to visit the
Eder, on
druids
the
of
other
Twin
hand.
Elms to see if they know more about my spirit shift. If our journey takes us there, perhaps they can enlighten me with more information about the Autumn Stelgar. But for now, maybe we can talk about something less depressing?
I want to hear more about Galawain and Vale. He stares at you blankly with one eye. Oh, not sure what more there is to say on the subject, unless you were reaching for a religious debate. Tell me more about your thoughts on Vale. I came to know Vale in earnest in the first years of my exile. I asked myself why Galawain would punish me for asking questions. What just and fair god would punish me for doing as he asks? Questioning why I had been mauled just drove me mad. At the height of my worry, I would have dreams where I only saw with my injured eye. My healthy eye became blind in my dreams. He lifts up the eye patch to gentle itch at the socket. You catch a quick glimpse of the puckered and scarred abscess under the well-embroidered patch. So one afternoon I stitch a stylish eye motif on the patch. I like to think of it as my self-initiation rite into the Brotherhood of Whale. Whale is not an instructive or overbearing deity. He does not freely dispense wisdom and expects all of us to question and explore with our own minds. Whale reminds me that curiosity is being receptive to any and all truths, not hunting for any one answer. Has Whale ever actually spoken directly to you, or sent you a sign? No, never directly, he says with a smile, which is as it should be, given that he represents what he represents. I especially like how Whale never sends a wild beast to maul me, but maybe I have low expectation of such things. Let's speak of something else. On the second thought some other time. And his niece. Your loss. He's a great guy. I like him already.
Yeah?
Stelgar.
Yes.
What kind of spells do you have? I mean, you're a druid. Charm Beast. Dancing Bolts. Flurry of Thin Bolts of lightning, hitting enemies in the area. Ooh, nice. That is pretty big area too. Nature's Mark. Deflection and reflex penalty on the enemies. Max endurance authority. Sunbeam. Blind and burn enemies. Talon's Reach. Tanglefoot. Wild Thorns. Sickening anyone in that area. He has a lot of really nice looking spells. Winter Wind. Frost damage on a massive cone. So he replaced the tooth guy. Yeah, the Kana. Which means chicken in Finnish. Kana is chanter. That was his. He's like a druid. Not a druid, like a bard. He has some song spells and stuff. Autumn's Decay. Corrosive damage. Blizzard. Holy crap, this druid is great. Burst of Summer Flame. Short cast time. He's like AoE king. Conjure Lesser Blight. Firebrand. Hold Beast. Insect Swarm. Taste of the Hunt. Woodskin. Damage reduction. Beetle Shell. Protection but prevents movement. That's good for doors. Infestation of Maggots. Damage over time and greater damage more wounded. Nature's Balm. Rapid regeneration for party. Purge toxins. Returning Storm. He's also an asshole. Yeah, prove. Spirit Shift doesn't scale at all. Later when you have enhanced gear and stuff, it'll make most stats worse, but early it's great. Yeah, I guess you could use him a caster after that point. I mean, he has a lot of really interesting spells.
What do you say we go grab a drink after this?
That's very confusing spell. What does it do actually? 2 deadly boulders flying out from the druid's position, dealing crush damage to anyone on their path, exploding on contact with the solid surface, causing fragments to pierce anyone nearby. Let's give it a go. Yeah, that's kind of annoying.
Understood.
If it doesn't scale at all. I like how World of Warcraft did druids, and how I also did shapeshifters in my mod, because that's pretty much how from where I copied the idea. Is that the actual gear you're wearing as a druid affects the stats of your druid form as well. Like the weapon affects your damage and everything else, and you can even get specials from the weapon you're using.
Well,
Because it means it will scale with the equipment and also give you a reason to gear up and not just use the shapeshift form for everything, which eventually will be obsoleted by better gear. The Durwood Village. Let's do actually some
I'm here.
that thing there.
as you wish.
Elder Lion. Oh, there's a lion there as well. Uh-oh. There's more than one.
Yeah?
Oh. I thought he was gonna be on 4 legs. What? He can use spells while shifted. Does that actually take him out of the shifted form? Because if he can
Hi?
stay shifted and throw spells, that's pretty amazing.
Yes. Yeah?
Let's try. Yep, he can throw spells while shifted. Original plan was to unlock stronger forms later on, but they didn't have time to do that. Yeah. Makes sense,
Ready.
Andremin. Well,
What?
Lions nom-nommed him. Best droid ever.
Hate seeing a little guy go down. Hey,
There was
What is it?
a bit few more lions than I was expecting.
how may I help?
Curses!
Ready, Watcher.
Yes?
There goes
Yes.
the little pet. Cookies. Nice.
Viimeiset 3.
Thank you.
Mitä syöt?
I got like few cookies and you ate the whole box. It's a pretty big box of cookies.
What?
Sounds like an excuse.
How may I help?
Mitä puolella? Ei niin puolella keksilaatikosta.
I do say that. Hey, bye, mate.
Yes.
Damn lions. Oh, Eder died as well. Hell, these lions are
Aye?
pretty nasty.
What is it?
How may I help?
Point the way.
What? Slowing it
Hell, if Eder is
Well-
dead, we're all gonna die.
How may I help? I fear we've lost the angry one.
Hey, Dragus Prime.
the wheel.
Lava will be on seek.
There goes Sagani.
Yes.
Yeah, we are screwed.
What is it? Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes?
I guess she just
Aye?
run, you
Curse your
fool.
eyes,
Indeed.
Run a lot, run!
bastards! I'll take care of it. Fine.
Well, that
Well-
was expected.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
We're getting destroyed by lions. I am very much getting destroyed by lions. That elder lion is very nasty.
Hey,
Yeah?
What does actually do when you go to a Stelgar form?
Well?
Need something?
Yes.
Stop the lion there. Out of reach.
Yes?
You need turn the chicken spell. I definitely do need that.
Yeah?
Cat flurry attacks. Briefly accelerates attack rate of the druid when in cat form. I like the druid actually, it's very interesting class. Now I'm actually a bit sad I didn't go dwarf druid myself.
Quiet. Of course.
There's even more lions in here as well. There's also those feral druids in this area. Another elder lion. Is that a lone? No, it's not. That's a lone. Oh no, it's not lone.
Well,
Shit. You, stop.
Can't get a good shot with this.
hey. Well? Yes.
Oh, they're rushing it.
As you wish.
My wife is just giggling silly there for something.
Katsoin Big Hero 6 ja...
We should have watched it together. Oh, should I watch it together?
Me voidaan katsoa tää uudestaan kivestä.
What is it?
Tää EK on suosikkileffa tällä hetkellä. Menipä tuosta Frozenista ohitse.
Hey. Ready. I? Curse! I'm blinder than a whore-potted bat! Yeah?
Spreading plague. Let's try one of these spells. Autumn's Decay. Actually, does this hit the... No, that's not the right spell. This one. No, not that one. It's well, that Winter Blizzard. Yeah, there we go. You can hit the other lion as well.
Huh?
You hobbled on that.
What is it?
Do Mind Blades.
I?
Lava will be on seek.
Well?
Oh, don't blind that guy.
I?
Point the way.
Huh? Yeah? What?
Oh no, Tumak is down again.
Eyes.
At least it's the pet and not one of my pets.
Curses!
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Will do.
Was a...
What is it?
We got those lines pretty well. I think these guys have like no stealth skill at all. Might be the first thing we need to teach them.